Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Meg Smith.
Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the latest episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Today, I have Dylan Armbrust with me, who is the owner of the Armbrust Pro Gym right in the heart of Wheat Ridge. I'm sure we've all driven by it a bunch of times, and so now's your chance to learn a little bit about it. Hey, Dylan.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just got back in town last night from Puerto Vallarta, but it's pretty good. Not bad.
Oh, man, I'm jealous now.
Yeah, I was actually out there working.
Super hot, though? Tell me that it wasn't comfortable because it was too hot.
It was in the 90s and very humid, so it was a little uncomfortable unless you were in the water or inside.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, now I'm not as jealous, but still pretty jealous.
Right.
Well, welcome back. You're just right back in the thick of it, I'm sure, over at the gym with lots of people to support and a business to run. Tell us a little bit about Armbrust Pro Gym. I'd love to hear the history and, kind of your involvement in Wheat Ridge.
Yeah, of course. Armbrust Pro Gym was founded in 2008 of March. So we've been around, going on 16 years this year. It was just a passion of mine, just lifting weights and bodybuilding growing up as a kid and into my 20s, and before you know it, I was into my 30s, and life's kind of hit you like, you better what are you going to do? You're 30, you can't just go to the gym and lift weights every day. So I made it possible to where I could, and we opened up, and here we are 16 years later, and it's been an amazing ride, and I still love doing it to this day.
That's awesome. So yeah, you made your passion your work, and that helps you share it with others, which is fantastic.
100%. That was it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So I think the next question is totally perfect for your gym, because I've driven by so many times, and we joked about how I was afraid to stop in because I would be made to work out.
Yeah.
So can you tell us any myths or misconceptions? Because my visualization of your gym is that it's very much for the big, strong bodybuilders, and I'm sure you're serving more than that demographic. And I wanted to find out, what you would tell me about my fear of coming in, because I would have to work out really hard.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't fear, because I just want to say one thing before that. When I was a little kid, how I fell in love with bodybuilding and weightlifting, I would ride my bike to what was called Morton's back in the day. And I was probably, maybe 14, 15 years old. And I just watched the big guys get out of their cars and walk into the gym and walk out. And I at that moment, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So you should use it like when you see those big people going in and out, you should just be more inspired, not afraid, because,
there you go.
The big guys and the people that do it, that they're very knowledgeable. They're actually really good people, and it can be really inspiring to see those people in their training at the same time as you, and it kind of makes you just set your goals maybe a little higher and makes you train a little harder, because there's the inspiration right there in front of you.
That's true. Yeah. And, I do work out. I do want to say that I'm not a total lazy bones, but my I think misconception is just that, it's only for the bodybuilder crew. I'm not
No, not at
that
all.
level of working out. And I also tend to not try super hard during my workouts. So you're totally right that this would motivate to do, above like the bare minimum, which I'm totally that type of person. So I know for our listeners out there who are similar that you guys would provide a lot of resources and motivation.
Yeah, for sure. I'm 52 years old now, so I like to come in like you, and I just like to go through the motions because if I go heavy or anything like that, I I injure myself at this age. So it's more just about blood flow and getting your heart rate up and feeling good. And we have a very very large percentage of our members are just people that want to look good and feel good, and they're not bodybuilders or anything. They just want to come to a place where they can train and have all the best equipment to do it in a good
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah. And have people who know about safety, right?
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
they can prevent injury and really it's all about maintaining mobility as we get older, right? Like I'm 45 and I want to just make sure I'm mobile. I want to be able to hike with my kids and, be around and move around with their kids and be able to go places. Just not have
100%. Yes. I
yeah,
mean, it's
any of that mobility
start getting
limitation
older. We start getting older and we feel, I'm sure you do after you do a workout, you may not like it as much, but after you get done, if you feel good, right?
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we heard a little bit about your journey into this. So you were that young kid who, was impressed by the bodybuilders of the day, right? And so that kind of got you into it. But now obviously you're serving that wider population of folks who want to maintain health and do it safely. And so add anything else to that would help us kind of understand more about the gym today.
Well, the gym, today it's exercising so sophisticated now. You really, it needs to be part of everybody's life because people that just work out without even changing their diets, working out will have a 30% chance of living longer than a person who doesn't. And all these tests are out there. So it just goes to show how important it is for us as human beings to go and work out, at least a few times a week. And it shows that's what our body wants to do. I mean, if you don't even have to change your diet, and at least as long as you're working out, you got a 30% chance of living longer than the person that doesn't. I mean, that's a lot of percentage right just there. That tells you right
Oh
there,
yeah.
get in the gym and work out. So, and we have a great atmosphere here. It's really like a small business family thing, but we do have almost 15,000 square feet of gym space. We have all the greatest and latest machines and weights. We kept it really clean. We really take family pride in the way we run the business here.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you definitely want to be greeted with a clean, safe space when you're entering any business, especially when you want to attend frequently.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's really important.
It's kind of like me as an owner. It's like, when you invite somebody into your home, you don't want it to be dirty or embarrassed, right? So it's
Yeah.
very important to me that everything stays clean and people feel like they're in a clean environment, so I take pride in that stuff.
Yeah, good. Excellent. So tell us what you do for fun when you're not working on your business.
Well, I have some property up in South Park, Fairplay, Colorado.
Okay.
And we're eventually going to build a little cabin house on there to retire on. So we're working on that as well. And then I do a competitive pistol shooting, so I do a lot of that, and that's a lot of fun. So kind of like I just kind of enjoy like stuff, act like the old Wild West days, just out there, campfires, horses, nature, and then we have fun and we have shooting competitions and stuff like that. That's what I do for fun, and we really enjoy it.
Cool. Yeah, well, you're in the right area, right? That's like a Colorado
Yes,
like
yes,
motif
yes.
that drawn a picture of for us.
But
So can you describe any hardship or life challenge that you've risen above that's helped, make you stronger, make you a better community member, person, human, business owner?
Absolutely. What really stinks is I think when we grow most in life is we're going through hard situations, hardships. But, when you can go through those and make it through and keep your head on straight and fight through and look behind you, you really learn good lessons, and you're actually thankful for them. And, two of the things I can think of right offhand is, I've been divorced, and that was a very hardship thing to get through, and then probably the next hardest thing is I did have a business partner with this gym for a while that, he bought in, and it just didn't work out. And it was a very difficult, hard time to go through. So, when you go through hardships like that, you learn to appreciate different things, and you actually learn a lot about yourself, about how strong you really can be. So, I thank for the hardships, but, I've definitely been through them.
Yeah. Well, and those are very telling, right? When you lose a partner, whether it's, marital or business partner, those are very important people and roles in your life. And so, I can totally understand how that's something that you go through that makes you stronger and teaches you a lot. And also makes you a better business owner in the end, because,
Absolutely.
You're relying on yourself.
You have to. You start to realize, after a while, and you get through those things, you realize that, I can get through this by myself. I can do this by myself, which actually, later in life makes you better for somebody else, because you're not like just relying on somebody but
yeah. Well, good for you. Well, that's exciting to, have the wherewithal to move forward, right, with those situations.
yes.
So tell me, what is the one thing you wish our listeners knew about the gym? I think we've already covered one big item, which is that anyone can come in. It's not just for the big, strong bodybuilders, but anyone. But tell me if there's anything else.
Somebody that just drives by, like yourself, that you've driven by, you've told me, we had this conversation on the phone. And I think when you walk in, the first thing you're going to realize is how much bigger it is when you walk in than from what it looks like from the outside.
Okay.
And I think the second thing would be, you realize, that there's a family feel here. You're not just a number walking through the door. People know your name. And, we have, just all my employees were like family ourselves. And we just, we take good pride in the gym. And I think when everybody takes pride in a business, including members and employees and owners, that it just has a special feel to it, where it has a good vibe all the time.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Nice. And then how should listeners learn more about you and your gym? Obviously, we can talk about the website, the phone number, the location, but tell us what the best next step is for a listener who's interested in connecting with you and learning more.
Right. Well, I'm kind of a private person. I keep to myself, but if I do go on anything, it's my Instagram page, and it's, it's Dylan Armbrust on Instagram. Very simple to find. Our Armbrust Pro Gym. Our gym has quite a few followers. We got a 20,000 plus following. So we try to keep that busy for the listeners, or the people that are, following us and stuff like that. So you can learn a lot on our Instagram pages. That's where we tend to put most of our information on.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me today and participating in the Good Neighbor podcast.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. It was great. I appreciate you having me on. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's a wrap for this episode, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com.